Zola refused to acknowledge the spontaneous character of the cure, which, however, he himself had witnessed. He preferred to say that the appearance of the face improved gradually, and that the cure proceeded indolently. He invented stages and degrees so as not to be compelled to confess that this sudden restoration of a ruined face was beyond the laws of nature, for that would have meant admitting that it was a miracle. And that is just the point. Though it is quite possible for lupus, which is so refractory to all kinds of medical treatment, nevertheless to disappear after a longer or shorter interval, yet neither the old method nor the more recent therapeutics of luminous rays have driven or will drive it away, and make it vanish in the twinkle of an eye, as if by enchantment. In such a case, the miraculous element lies less in the cure itself than in the rapidity and instantaneity. The story of Marie Le Marchand, as told by Zola, is therefore deliberately inaccurate. Let's go back to the case of this woman here. I now think of the similar and yet differing cases of the two women. Madame Roussel experienced no disturbance and felt none of the hot or cold spasms, which are so often the precursory signs of cures at Lourdes. She was healed without suffering and without knowing it, apart from the prayers of the crowd and the piscinas. Alone in a corner, Mademoiselle Le Marchand, on the other hand, suffered frightfully in the piscina, and was fully conscious that she was healed. And she did not retain, as did Madame Roussel, any traces of scars or wounds. She had no white seams nor reddish patches, and her face became just as it was before. Here's another case. Well, gentlemen, suddenly exclaimed Dr. Boisari, here's an interesting case which we closely studied a few days ago. Come in, my child, come in, and sit down here. And standing up amidst the suddenly silent room, he says, as he points to a young girl sitting in an armchair, Mademoiselle Rosalie Monnier, who is now here, belongs to the pilgrimage of the Diocese of Belley, and she comes from the village of Coué. There was born the Blessed Pierre Chanel, a Marist father, who, as you know, was martyred in 1840 in Oceania. His memory has given rise to fervent cultus of that village, and you will see that these particulars are not altogether irrelevant. Mademoiselle Monnier belongs to a family of agriculturists who has 6 children, of whom 2 have died of consumption. She, at the age of 16, found a languishing sickness arising from some indefinite cause, and this stopped her growth, and has been complicated for about 19 years past with such a dyspeptic condition that she has been obliged to take nothing but milk in quantities insufficient to nourish her. Furthermore, to keep from vomiting, she has been forced to make use of an India rubber tube to swallow it. The doctors whose certificates we have here have given up all treatment of the case. She has been confined to her room and unable to endure either light or noise. For some time she is so weak from inanition that once they thought she would die and administered extreme unction. But she shared the devotion of her district to the devotion to Blessed Pierre Chanel. Being given up by medical science, which declared itself capable of effecting even alleviation, she entrusted her case to him, and after ardently invoking him, she felt suddenly and intuitively that she should be cured by the Virgin. She started a trip to Lourdes on September 6th. He continues, I'm going to go down a bit. On the 8th, early in the morning, she dragged herself to the hospital chapel, invoked the Blessed Pierre, and was borne to the grotto where she received Holy Communion. At once she felt as if she were being inwardly torn asunder. That, to use her own words, and she was being opened up like a book. And from that moment she has not suffered any more, and eats whatever is given to her with a good appetite. She's still rather pale, but her recovery has been going on for some days, and that visibly. I have considered it my duty to let the clergy present know, because it may be of interest for the canonization of Blessed Pierre Chanel, which is now being submitted to the Congregation of Rites at Rome, that the intervention of that martyr with the Virgin is claimed for this cure. I may further add that we have been able twice already just to testify to his role as a mediator with the Immaculate Conception at Lourdes, once with regards to one of his compatriots, Vion Dutty, an incurably blind man, who after a novena bathed his eyes with water of the spring and immediately recovered his sight, and the other time with regards to a woman of the pilgrimage from Bali, who invoked him in the chapel of the hospital of Notre Dame, and was cured the same day after communicating at the grotto. So those are two cases, very blatant, besides the little girl with the gangrene feet who were cured. There are so many cases here, but I don't want to belabor you with a number of miracles. We'll continue once again in our next reading.